In today's global economy, countries are deeply connected through trade. When one country changes its trade rules, it can affect others in a big way. Recently, if you remember, then the United States announced new tariff on goods coming from India. And now, India's Finance Secretary Ajay Seth has clearly warned that these US tariffs could reduce India's GDP growth by up to 0.5% this year. Well, this is a very serious concern because India had already expected its economy to grow by about 6.5% in the financial year 2025. Losing even 0.5% means a big loss of money, jobs, and opportunities. To understand this topic deeper, let's just understand first what are tariffs and why are they a problem. Tariffs are extra taxes that one country puts on goods which are coming from another country. When the US puts tariff on Indian goods, it becomes more expensive for American buyers to buy Indian products. As a result, they may buy fewer Indian goods and shift to buying from their own country or maybe other one. Now this directly hurts Indian exporters, and when exports fall, it slows down India's overall economic growth. Now talking about the sectors, then experts are saying that several industries will feel the pain. These include metals, pharmaceuticals, chemicals, automobiles, jewelry, and processed foods. These are the sectors where India sends a lot of goods to the US. If the US buyers switch to other countries, then Indian factories will have fewer orders, leading to job losses and lower incomes. In fact, a report by City Research said that India could lose as much as $7 billion every single year in export if the tariffs stay in place. Even small losses in exports earning can actually create a chain reaction. Fewer jobs, weaker small businesses, and lower spending by the family. In the meantime, big financial companies like Goldman Sachs have already warned that the new tariff could slow India's GDP by another 0.1% to 0.3%, depending on how bad the situation gets. And the World Bank recently cut India's growth forecast from 6.7% to 6.3%, mainly because of the problems like these: global tension, higher interest rate around the world, and weaker international demand. But aren't you curious to know how is India responding to all these things? India is not sitting quietly. The government is pushing harder to sign a new trade agreement with the United States. India's Finance Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman said that she is hopeful that the first phase of the deal could be finished by autumn. That is a period between September or October 2025. The aim is to reduce tariff, get better access for Indian services like IT and consulting, and agree on new rules for digital trade. Even if you remember, then US Vice President JD Vance during his visit to India said that the US-India relationship is central to the stability of 21st century global economy. Both sides are trying to move fast, but trade talks always take some time. Interestingly, some Indian sectors might still do well despite all these tariffs. For example, basmati rice and seafood export from India are still competitive because the US has also put tariff on countries like Vietnam and Thailand. Then, IT services are unaffected by the new tariff and continue to grow strongly, helping India's economy in other ways. With this, let's just look at a bigger picture here. Even with these challenges, India's economy is showing resilience. Retail inflation has dropped to a 5-year low. After this, a good monsoon season is expected, which will help farmers and boost rural demand. In fact, the Reserve Bank of India might lower interest rate this particular year, which could support more spending and investment inside India. So in the end, Finance Secretary Ajay Seth's warning is actually very important. The US tariffs are a real danger to India's growth plan, but if not handled carefully, they can cost billions of dollars and thousands of jobs. At the very same time, India has an opportunity to quickly sign better trade deals, diversify exports to other countries, strengthen sectors like service and technology. The next few months will be very important. India must balance between defending its industries, keeping diplomatic relationship very strong and staying competitive in a fast changing world economy.